At a high school graduation in Norfolk, Virginia, in June 2024, two security guards approached James Carter, a Black Marine veteran, and demanded he leave the ceremony for his son's graduation. Dressed in his service dress uniform, Carter stood quietly in the auditorium, waiting to see his son, Malik, receive his diploma. The guards claimed he was causing a disturbance, though he'd done nothing but stand proudly. Their voices carried, drawing stares. Then 6 Navy SEALs, seated nearby, and fellow veterans who knew Carter, stood up. Their presence alone silenced the room, turning a moment of humiliation into one of undeniable respect. James Carter, 44, had served 22 years in the Marine Corps, retiring as a gunnery sergeant. Born in a working-class neighborhood in Atlanta, he joined the Marines at 18, driven by a desire to serve and build a better life. His deployments took him to Iraq and Afghanistan, where he earned a Bronze Star for valor during a 2009 ambush in Helmand Province. Off-duty, he was a devoted father to Malik, his only child, and a mentor to young men in his community. Carter's wife, Aisha, had passed away from cancer when Malik was 10, leaving James to raise him alone. Every decision he made was for his son, including moving to Norfolk for its strong schools and military community. Malik Carter, 18, was the pride of his father's life. A standout student at Booker T. Washington High School, he'd earned a full scholarship to Virginia Tech's engineering program. His graduation was a milestone James had dreamed of, a testament to their shared sacrifices. James arrived at the ceremony in his Marine dress blues, the medals on his chest gleaming. He wanted Malik to see him there, a symbol of discipline and love. The auditorium was packed with families, the air buzzing with anticipation. James found a spot near the back, standing to let others take seats. The ceremony began smoothly. The principal gave a speech, students walked the stage, and families cheered. Then, during a quiet moment, 2 security guards, hired by the school district for crowd control, approached James. The first guard, a stocky man in his 30s named Robert Klein, spoke loudly. "Sir, you need to leave. You're causing a disturbance." James, calm but confused, replied, "I'm just here for my son. I'm not causing any trouble." The second guard, Michael Torrance, stepped closer, his tone sharper. "We got complaints about you. Let's go now." No one nearby could recall any disturbance. James hadn't raised his voice, hadn't moved from his spot. Yet the guard's words drew attention. Heads turned, whispers spread. Some parents assumed James had done something wrong. Others, seeing his uniform, sensed something off. James's face remained composed, but his heart sank. He'd faced prejudice before, countless times, in and out of uniform, but this was Malik's day. He didn't want to make a scene. "I'm not leaving my son's graduation," he said evenly. "Check with the principal if you need to." Klein scoffed. "Don't tell me how to do my job. Move, or we'll escort you out." Torrance reached for James's arm, a move that shifted the room's tension. Before James could respond, a deep voice cut through. "You touch him, you'll regret it." The words came from Lieutenant Commander Ryan Holt, a Navy SEAL seated 3 rows away. Holt, 38, stood 6 feet 3 inches, his frame imposing even in civilian clothes. He'd served with James on a joint operation in 2012 and knew the Marines' character. Holt wasn't alone. 5 other SEALs, Chief Petty Officer Marcus Tate, Lieutenant Jake Sullivan, Senior Chief Eric Vargas, Petty Officer First Class Derek Lee, and Lieutenant Nate Brooks, stood in unison. All were veterans of multiple deployments, their bond forged in combat. They'd come to support Tate's nephew, a classmate of Malik's, but now their focus was James. The 6 men formed a loose semicircle behind him, their presence commanding. The auditorium fell silent, the principal pausing mid-speech. Holt stepped forward, his voice steady but firm. "This man's a Marine. He's here for his son, same as everyone else. What's the problem?" Klein hesitated, his bravado fading. We got a complaint," he stammered. "From who?" Sullivan pressed, crossing his arms. Torrance glanced at the crowd, finding no one to back their claim. The principal, Dr. Evelyn Harris, hurried over, sensing the escalating tension. "What's going on?" she asked. James spoke calmly. "Ma'am, I'm here for my son, Malik Carter. These guards say I'm causing a disturbance, but I've done nothing wrong." Dr. Harris, a seasoned educator, looked from James to the guards. "Who made the complaint?" she asked. Klein and Torrance exchanged glances, unable to produce a name. Tate, the SEAL chief, spoke up. "Ma'am, I've been watching. Gunny Carter's been standing quietly the whole time. If anyone's disturbing anything, it's these two." The crowd murmured in agreement. Several parents nodded, some pulling out phones to record. Dr. Harris turned to the guards. "Step back. Let this man stay." Klein protested weakly. "We were just following protocol." Vargas, the senior chief, cut him off. "Your protocol needs work. You owe this Marine an apology." The guards, now visibly uncomfortable, muttered apologies and retreated to the sidelines. Dr. Harris addressed the crowd. "Let's continue this ceremony. This is a day for our students." She returned to the stage, and the program resumed. James stayed where he was, the SEALs settling back into their seats but keeping an eye on him. When Malik's name was called, James clapped louder than anyone, his chest swelling with pride. Malik, unaware of the earlier incident, scanned the crowd, spotted his father, and grinned. After the ceremony, the SEALs approached James. Holt clapped him on the shoulder. "You good, Gunny?" James nodded, his voice thick. "Thanks for having my back." Tate shrugged. "No Marine gets left behind. You know that." The group shared a quiet moment, their camaraderie unspoken but palpable. Malik joined them, beaming in his cap and gown. When James introduced him to the SEALs, Malik's eyes widened. "Dad, you didn't tell me you knew these guys." James smiled. "Some things you just learn in time, son." Word of the incident spread quickly. A parent's video of the confrontation went viral on social media, sparking outrage. The hashtag Let the Marine Stay trended, drawing attention to issues of racial bias. Local news outlets picked up the story, interviewing Dr. Harris, who condemned the guards' actions. The school district launched an investigation, suspending Klein and Torrance, pending review. Both were later fired, their contracts with a private security firm terminated. James didn't seek the spotlight. When reporters called, he declined interviews, saying only, "I was there for my son. That's what matters." But the SEALs, especially Holt, spoke out. In a CNN segment, Holt described James's service record and character, calling the incident a disgrace. The coverage prompted the Marine Corps to issue a statement honoring Carter's career and inviting him to speak at a leadership seminar. The incident also sparked change. Norfolk's school board implemented mandatory bias training for all staff and contractors. Community leaders organized forums on race and respect, with James quietly attending one to support Malik, who spoke about his father's resilience. The SEALs stayed in touch, inviting James and Malik to a barbecue at Tate's home. Over burgers and laughter, they swapped stories of service, Malik listening raptly. By fall, Malik was thriving at Virginia Tech, and James had taken a job mentoring at-risk youth through a local veterans program. The graduation moment lingered, not as a wound, but as a reminder of what he'd overcome. The SEAL stand had turned a moment of injustice into one of solidarity, proving that respect could drown out prejudice, even in a crowded room.